Welcome to this text evidence session where I'll explore how to identify and effectively use text evidence to answer reading comprehension questions. My focus today will be on 7th grade reading passages and questions that simulate the STAAR test. I'll be using Easel by TPT, an online platform that's interactive similar to STAAR, and a notes page to demonstrate how the STAAR reading strategy can be used for online assessments. To aid your learning, free resources will be linked in the description. By following these strategies, you'll be better prepared to tackle the online STAAR test and sharpen your test prep skills. So let's begin. We're going to start by scanning the questions to see if the question is whole or part. What is the controlling idea of the article? We're going to have to look at the whole text there to find that answer. The reader can infer that the author, okay, again, inference is usually looking at the whole text to come to that conclusion. All right, now we're going to target the text and read all the text carefully. Athletic debate. The debate between students participating in athletics and not participating is a good one. Participating in athletics can build a solid foundation for lifelong fitness habits. This can help with lower stress levels and blood sugar levels. Being active can also help students have healthier hearts. Teenagers who play sports also learn the valuable skill of teamwork. Yet students who participate in athletics also run the risk of having too much pressure placed on them. This can lead to burnout and can cause their mental health to suffer. This can lead to poor physical health. Students who are forced to participate in athletics may have interests that lie elsewhere. They may do well under the spotlight on the stage or the art studio. They may be introverted and work best on their own. So here, as we begin to analyze this text, we can see that it is a nonfiction text talking about the sides of this debate. So let's actively read and think more about who, what, when, where, and why after we read it again. The debate between students participating in athletics and not participating is a good one. Participating in athletics can build a solid foundation for a lifelong fitness habit. This can help with lower stress levels and blood sugar levels. Being active can also help students have healthier hearts. Teenagers who play sports also learn the valuable skill of teamwork. Yet students who participate in athletics can also run the risk of having too much pressure placed on them. This can lead to burnout and can cause their mental health to suffer. This can lead to poor physical health. Students who are forced to participate in athletics may have interests that lie elsewhere. They may do well under the spotlight, on the stage, or in the art studio. They may be introverted and may work best on their own. So let's think about who this is about. So this is about students and specifically student athletes. What is it talking about? It's talking about kind of the good and bad of athletics. And when is this happening? Well, it doesn't really say, but I don't think that's super relevant here. Where is this happening? Well, this is at schools. And why? I think they're trying to educate us more about both sides. Make sure to go ahead and stop the video and answer both questions. Then press play to see how you did. So now that we've thought a little bit more deeply, that's kind of what these notes are here for, we can now respond to the questions and go back and look for text evidence. I'm going to use the highlighter tool because on STAAR, highlighting is available to you and it's a great resource to use for finding text evidence online. So what is the controlling idea of the article? So we're going to be thinking about the whole point of the article here. Participating in athletics has many benefits for student health. Okay, well here in the beginning, I remember them talking about it helps students with healthier hearts. It can lower stress levels, which could help with health, have lifelong fitness habits. Okay, so that is part of it, but that seems like just the beginning. Participating in athletics can put too much pressure on an athlete. Okay, well here it talks about having too much pressure. So that is part of it, but again, I think that's just a small part of it. But let's continue. Participating in athletics is a popular topic in school today. Well, it talks about this debate, but I don't know if I would say it's necessarily a popular topic. So let's cross that one off. And D, participating in athletics can be beneficial but also not right for everyone. Okay, so now this is intriguing because it talks about beneficial, which is yes, these lower stress levels, being healthier hearts, but then it also addresses how it's not right for everyone. It might be too much pressure, it might cause poor physical health, and they might have interests elsewhere. So here we can see A only addresses the positive, B only addresses the negative. So D is our best answer choice because it addresses the whole article and its point of getting across that there is both sides to this debate. All right, let's look at the next question. The reader can infer that the author feels strongly about participating only in activities you're interested in. Well, it does say that students might have interests that lie elsewhere, but I don't feel strongly seems a little bit too intense there. So I don't think that's a good inference about the author. Realizes that student health is a priority. Okay, well, maybe here it does talk a lot about, okay, that it does lower stress levels, but then it also addresses mental health and doing what's right for the student. So it kind of talks about both sides. So I think that's possible. Understands there is both good and bad to participating in athletics. Okay, that sounds a little bit better because there's this top portion here where they talk all about the good, like lower blood pressure, healthier hearts, teamwork. And then down here it talks about, okay, well, maybe we need to think about the students' interests and not having too much pressure. Okay, so I think C is sounding a little bit better there. All right, D. Believes everyone should participate in athletics. Okay, I don't think so because it shows both sides. So I wouldn't say that they would assume that it's good for everybody. So if I go back and evaluate, B realizes that student health is a priority. Now that's just kind of a piece of it. I don't think it's as good as answer choice C, where they're addressing both the good and bad, which is really what this is about. All right, let's do this again with a different passage. So let's start by scanning the questions. What is the controlling idea of the article? So again, we're going to have to look at the whole here. And the reader can infer that summer, okay, so that's another inference one, so that's another whole question. All right, let's target the text. Seasons. Although some people may prefer other seasons, summer is the optimal time of the year. There's evidence that sunshine boosts happiness levels and treats certain skin conditions. During the summer, daylight hours are longer and people receive more vitamin D. The warm temperatures also allow people to be more active. Despite these reasons, some people may prefer cooler days. They may also like the cozy feeling of autumn and winter. During spring, people may find excitement in the blossoming trees. So here, as we begin to analyze, we can see that, again, this is a nonfiction, kind of trying to convince you about both the positives of summer as well as other people's feelings. All right, we actively read here. Let's think about who, what, when, where, and why. Seasons. Although some people may prefer other seasons, summer is the optimal time of year. There's evidence that sunshine boosts happiness levels and treats certain skin conditions. During the summer, daylight hours are longer and people receive more vitamin D. The warmer temperatures also allow people to be more active. Despite these reasons, some people may prefer cooler days. They may also like the cozy feeling of autumn and winter. During spring, people may find excitement in the blossoming trees. So let's think about, who is this about? Well, this is kind of about the seasons, specifically summer, and how people feel about it. What is it talking about? It's like the positives of summer. When is this taking? Well, we don't really know, and I don't think that's super relevant. Where is this happening? Well, this is kind of happening in the seasons, time of year, but that's also not a super relevant question. And why? Well, I think here this author is really trying to promote summer because it says it's the optimal time of year. So now that we've thought about it a little bit more deeply, let's respond to the questions and look for text evidence. Make sure to go ahead and stop the video and answer both questions. Then press play to see how you did. What is the controlling idea of the article? Some people prefer cooler days. Okay, well, it does talk about cooler days here, but that kind of seems like what just a small piece of the passage. Let's look at B. Summer is the warmest season. Well, it talks about it being have sunshine, but it doesn't, and warm temperatures, but I don't really think that's the point. All right, let's look at C. Summer is the best time of year. Well, it says summer is the optimal time of year, so that might be their main point here. So I think that's possible. And some people enjoy the winter. Well, it does kind of on a side note say, okay, people might enjoy winter, but that's just a small point. So I think the main point this author is trying to get across is that in their opinion, summer is optimal or best. So that's answer choice C. All right, let's look at the next question here. The reader can infer that summer will make people happy. Okay, well, it says there are happiness levels, so maybe. We can infer that summer has health benefits. Okay, well, it says that it boosts levels of happiness. It treats certain skin conditions. You receive more vitamin D. Okay, so that's sounding better and better. C, that summer usually has more sun. Okay, well, that's kind of a given. I don't know if I would really say that's an inference. And D, summer does not always help people. Well, it talks about that some people don't necessarily find it their favorite, but I don't know if it says anything about, I don't know if we can infer it does not always help people. All right, so let's look back at A and B. So will make people happy. Okay, well, it just says that there's evidence to show that there could. So that's kind of a possibility, but I don't know if that's really what we're trying to focus on here. I think B is the better choice because it talks about health benefits. And so I can truly infer that after listing all these things, that there's health benefits to the summer. All right, now that you've seen how to go through and look for text evidence with careful practice, if you can focus in and take advantage of exactly what the passage is telling you, you will be better informed and more confident about your answer choices. With this video guide and the helpful links in the description, you have a great starting point for familiarizing yourself with this process of finding text evidence and using it for support. All that's left for you to do now is to start applying this skill today.